Hi friends, hope everyone is staying very safe by staying indoors. IARA Indian Academy of Research Association is doing a wonderful job for the learners by offering online courses. So to start with about me, I'm Dr. Sasikala, the Department of Commerce at Acharya Institutes of Bangalore Graduate Studies, which is located at Bangalore. Now, the main objective why I have chosen entrepreneurship as the complete universe is facing lockdown. How this can be regained is an ultimate question mark. So, in order to offer answer, entrepreneurship or the business which is playing a very active role. So, hence, I have designed the course in such a way where it should boom the economy as well. And without three elements, can entrepreneurship leads to success in the long run? It is ultimately people at the initial stage we could not able to give clear cut answer. So three elements are research, critical thinking, and association. And the main objective for designing this course is that to promote the knowledge on entrepreneurship and also the importance of entrepreneurship, where each and every individual must know and or gain awareness in the long run. And for all the target audience, we focused on entrepreneurs, teaching faculties of fraternities, research scholars, women, business and working professionals, and also students. So, to proceed with the further slides, first and foremost, which is a baseline for entrepreneurship, entrepreneur will be the baseline. So, the thing is that what are all the contents we are going to discuss in this presentation, in the sense there are few contents which we are going to focus on. So, that I have highlighted as snapshot. So, in this snapshot, I have designed a course like entrepreneurship, who is an entrepreneur, what is entrepreneurship, types of entrepreneurship, difference between entrepreneur and entrepreneurship, and last one is role of entrepreneurship in an economic development. As I told you already, so the baseline should be very strong. When the basement is weak, ultimately the building won't be very good. So ultimately, to create a strong basement, first and foremost, we all must know who is called as an entrepreneur. So, as a layman terms, even the layman can able to answer this question in a different way. But as a professional, we should be able to confine to that particular answer. So, who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur might be any kind of an individual or a person, right, who will be having certain passion in order to start up a business. Okay, so business in the sense it is busyness, where one individual will be busy by doing something to arrive at profit or to earn money. And also there are another point which has to be focused on. Entrepreneurs will be starting NGOs also. So NGOs in the sense it is non-governmental organization where they will be rendering service to the common and needy people wherever whenever required. So that organizations will not aim at receiving profit or earning profit, but rather they will be aiming to offer quality service to the needy. So that is called as entrepreneur. So I'll repeat it. Entrepreneur is a person who's starting a business out of his own interest for the economic development. And next, so we discussed about the basic meaning and being an individual or an entrepreneur. First, in what are all the qualities he must possess? So there are 11 qualities where the entrepreneur or any individual must possess. First one is communicator. So what is communicator? What is communication? If one message is sent by the sender, ultimately the same message should be received by the receiver. So Suppose when I'm telling you something, the same thing what I'm intended to say, the same thing when you are receiving, my communication process is successful, or else somewhere the communication process will be arriving at failure point. As an individual, to able to communicate effectively, all those failure points should be avoided completely. So hence entrepreneur must possess a very good basic communication skills and interpersonal skills and also intrapersonal skills. Interpersonal skills in the sense, when any individual wants to interact with someone, suppose when we talk about an entrepreneur, when he wants to get any kind of a loan for his business, he has to ultimate so many banks or financial institutions or friends. Ultimately, he must have proper communication skill in order to explain about his business proposal. Suppose when he doesn't know how to express his views or ideas, there only he meets at failure point where he could not able to proceed further. What is intrapersonal skill? Intra means within himself or herself. So the posture, gesture, how he is behaving, how he is projecting himself in front of others, that is called as intrapersonal skills. So all these three skills are required. It must be possessed by the successful entrepreneur. It is acting as one of the quality. The second one is initiator. Who is called as an initiator? Who comes voluntarily, who comes forward to do something by taking some risk. That person is called as an initiator. And third one is marketer. Market, everyone will be knowing about the meaning of market. I think market is a place where buyer and seller will be meeting in order to exchange the goods for money. It is called as a market. Who is called as a marketer? Marketer will be the person who will be having direct touch with the external force, which is called as customers. So as we discussed about the external force customer, ultimately the customer's expectations, being the marketer, he must know. So now in this position, in this condition, customer's expectation will be changing second by second. So it will be acting as a challenging task for the marketer in order to find out the basic requirements or the requirements of the customer. So marketers should be having very good knowledge about the customers, and also he must identify what are all the requirements where it should be required by from the customer's point. Accordingly, the marketer have to produce the commodity. Fourth point is that motivator. Who is called as a motivator here? So when we talk about motivator, can anyone can act as a motivator? Surely not. Okay, so when any if one person is starting up any kind of a business, in the sense, ultimately that person, what he should do, he should support all these stakeholders here, in the sense the people or the external bodies or internal bodies who are directly associated with an organization, or they are directly or indirectly supporting the business. Okay, so all these are called as stakeholders. So he should motivate all stakeholders in order to achieve productivity of that particular business. And next one, fifth quality is mentor. Mentor is also called as a counselor, advisor. So a quality of an entrepreneur is the quality of an entrepreneur is to act as a mentor for the benefit of his own business and also for the benefit of others too. And next one is risk taker. So who will be calling as risk taker? Suppose when an entrepreneur is investing some amount into the business, ultimately he should be the person who will be ready to take any kind of a risk. When we talk about risk, certain risk or uncertain risk, it is of two things. So what is certain risk? Certain risk in the sense, being an entrepreneur or any kind of an individual, he can able to anticipate what will happen in the future. Accordingly, he will be taking some preventive measures in order to avoid all those certain risks. For example, suppose one guy is starting ice cream manufacturing company, so he will be anticipating because he is starting in the month of March, so he can able to assume that because till June, July, August and all it is summer season, so he will be thinking like manufacturing of ice cream will be having a greatest demand due to summer season, so he will be increasing his productivity based on assuming a certain risk. What is uncertain risk? Uncertain risk in the sense immediately without any kind of an expectation that risk will come, like proliferation of goods which is uncertain, and also firing will happen inside the business where huge loss can be met. This is also one kind of risk which should be taken by an entrepreneur. So all these uncertain risk in the sense which cannot be met immediately, but being a successful entrepreneur, he should have the capacity in order to meet that uncertain risk also. Next quality is that problem solver. So problem solving mechanism, see, wherever the people find problem, many people they used to neglect the problem and they want to be always be very convenient, and without problem they want to lead a life. But when we talk about business means it is a problem, not a simple problem. It will be very crucial where the entrepreneur should have the capacity to solve immediate problem or fundamental problem, whatever it is, in order to solve it, and there should be positive impact in the future or for the long run for his particular business. So in this condition, that entrepreneur will be named as hero by everyone. And next quality is maintain good liaison or relationship with others. So once entrepreneur is starting any kind of a business, whether he will be the only person who will be in that business, no. So surrounding him, so many people will be acting as a direct supporter or indirect supporter for that particular business. So ultimately he should have very good rapport with all stakeholders during unfavorable condition too. So favorable condition in the sense when everything going very smooth, at that time he won't be having any issues to have very good relationship. But the thing is that when the business is facing downward position, in the sense that time also he should be very patient and he should have very good relationship with the external forces or internal forces who are supporting directly or indirectly for the business. And next quality is that when we talk about next quality, we will be knowing or we will be telling prediction or assumption or anticipation. So when being an entrepreneur, he should able to anticipate the present and the future needs. As I explained you, the customer's expectations will be changing second by second, minute by minute. So ultimately it will be acting as a challenging task. When we talk about entrepreneur, he or she cannot able to meet the customers directly. For that sake only marketing people will be there, where in marketing department the marketers will be the only department who can able to have touch with the customers directly. So hence they have to who have to marketing department must know the customer's expectation accurately, and based on that accurate expectation, the entrepreneur job is to satisfy that fulfill that expectation. So they have to predict by knowing the exact need and exact requirement of the customer, and accordingly entrepreneur should recognize the needs of the customers. And next quality is that empathizer. Empathy and sympathy, it is, people are thinking that it both are having one and the same meaning, but it is ultimately different actually. Sympathy, we all know what is sympathy. So we will be projecting ourselves so that others have to feel pity on us. But what is empathy? Being an individual, you should care for others. That is called as empathy, empathizer. So why I mentioned empathizer here in the sense, being an entrepreneur, he should not only focus on business, but also he should focus on many people who are supporting for his business, and also he should engage in corporate social responsibility activity who will be having societal concern for the common public. And next quality is that it is multitasker. See, it is self-explanatory, where multitasker in the sense, at a single point of time he will be focusing on different aspects. So we human beings are having two eyes and one mind, actually one brain. So ultimately what we can do at a time, we can able to see with our two eyes, we can able to see at a single place. So once peripheral vision is more, ultimately people can able to focus all 180-degree, people can able to focus. But being a successful entrepreneur, he should have the eyes all around your faces, all around your head. It is 360-degree. His mind should be very attentive, where whatever is happening in the business, internally and externally, he should be keenly watching on it. So multitasker is a very, very crucial role, where entrepreneur will be acting as a unique person, where his business also will be booming in such a way where he will be acting as a hectic competitor for the others. So successful entrepreneur yield a quality of work in order to focus on 360-degree. So we discussed who is called as an entrepreneur, and also what are his qualities he must possess. And next heading, we will be focusing on entrepreneurship. So entrepreneur is a person where entrepreneurship is a process or an activity where entrepreneur undertakes to set up a business by taking financial risk to yield returns. For example, entrepreneurship, when any individual out of his own interest, he wants to start one organic garden on his terrace. So ultimately he should consider or follow few steps in order to start this business. So where if he is interested to set up organic garden with whether he can able to start up these things with very few raw materials, no. So there are certain things to be fulfilled, where he should think before starting the business whether there is feasibility. Okay. And next one is locality. Suppose that individual is staying in a ground floor, right? In ground floor, no space is there in order to set up organic garden. So ultimately he should have the next option, whether in terrace it is possible. The terrace will be the best locality to set up this organic garden. So ultimately he should ask n number of questions. What? Why? What business I should do? Why should I do this business? Who will be my customers? Next one, when I should do the business and where I should do the business. When an entrepreneur is getting all positive answer, then entrepreneurship he can proceed with further by deciding on locality. Investment. When we talk about investment, there are two options only. One, he will be using his own amount, whatever he is having as in savings. Other one, he has to depend on some external bodies, where in terms of loans or borrowings or whatever it is. So when he is approaching bank for loan, when he is approaching any financial institutions for loan, ultimately he should have proper documentation in order to get loan from that particular bank. The bank, simply by showing all the documents, they will not sanction the loans. And also all those criteria whichever is prescribed by the banks, he should have the capacity to fulfill all those requirements too. And next one is knowledge on gardening. So being an individual, when any individual, interest, passion, everything, it is on their own wish, but knowledge, it is a question mark. So if any guys doesn't have any knowledge, there are two things. One is they can able to learn first and then start a business, or else they have to outsource temporarily, but through practical experience later on stages they can able to do on their own. And then affordability to purchase raw materials, so it will be directly connected with the investment part, where affordability of raw materials purchasing, in the sense totally there are 5 M's which are required, like that is men, money, materials, machines and methods. When all these 5 M's are acting as the raw materials, ultimately he should have the affordability in order to pay for them. So if he can able to pay, in the sense he can proceed with the business. And then maintainability in the sense I told you, on terrace only he is going to set up this garden, organic garden. So in that case water facility and all should be there. Who will be going to maintain all those gardens? Whether he has to appoint any kind of clerical person to maintain, or he himself can see to it. So all these things are there, where he has to ask himself first and then he has to proceed with some kind of an activities. When that individual is getting positive response for all these activities, then that individual can proceed with the business by setting up new organic garden on the terrace. Then that person is called as an entrepreneur for that business, organic garden business. And the process whatever he undertook to start up a business is called as an entrepreneurship. And next one is types of entrepreneurship. When we talk about types of entrepreneurship, there are few types. For example, first one is administrative entrepreneurship. What is administrative entrepreneurship? So when we talk about administrative entrepreneurship, we all know it is an activity or the process in order to carry out, to start a business, that is called as entrepreneurship. What is administrative entrepreneurship? In administrative entrepreneurship, everyone will not be having administering power. So that administering power whomever is having, like commanding power or ordering power. So being an entrepreneur, one who is having administrative capacity in order to control the things whatever is happening into that business, that person will be adopting autocratic model. He won't be friendly, but he will be autocratic model. He will be calling as a autocratic person, where he himself will be taking a decision on designing the structure of an organization, how to maintain total quality management, how to design or redesign, how to sustain in that competitive environment. All these things, being a single hand, he will be taking decision. And next one is opportunistic entrepreneurship. What is opportunistic entrepreneurship? Being an entrepreneur, he will be tapping the market wherever, whenever he finds the opportunity, he will be utilizing that opportunity in a potential way as a first hand. And third one is acquisitive entrepreneurship. When we talk about acquisitive entrepreneurship, see, we all know that organic garden, I gave you an example. So in that example, many people, retired persons or working professionals who are idle at home right now, they are not working, they wanted to do something useful, so they will be starting all these organic garden. But opposite in the sense, the people who doesn't have any knowledge, they will be learning from the competitors. All those technical competencies will be learned from the competitor, and they will be utilizing all those learning capacity into the business, their business practically. And next one is incubative entrepreneurship. Mainly this incubative entrepreneurship is focusing on to promote creativity and innovation, where there are many incubation centers which are coming forward in order to help the startups. So in that case, ultimately what incubators will do, incubators will be offering some guidelines how to pitch ideas and how to execute the ideas. So ultimately they will be merely focusing on creativity and innovation in order to bring out a material plan in a successful way. And next one is imitative entrepreneurship. Imitator, we all know that it is copycat, we used to tell, colloquial language. And then what is imitative entrepreneurship? In the sense, any entrepreneur who is copying, for example, KFC originating country is totally different, but all over the world this KFC is functioning. How come it is happening? In the sense, through imitative entrepreneurship it is happening. How come? In the sense, through franchisee. It is not licensing, it is franchising, it is happening. Franchisee agreement, in the sense that originating country is giving permission to all the people, to all the countries, in order to function that company in the name of a same company. The other countries, they doesn't have any rights to change the brand, they doesn't have any rights to change their logo, but the ultimate thing is that they are facilitating that company all over the world, which will be arriving at globalization. And next one is private entrepreneurship. What is private? It might be sole proprietor or partnership or whatever it is. Private entrepreneurship, in the sense where they will be working out very privately. Okay, then you can ask me a question, whether they will be working privately, government intervention will be there. Yes, government intervention will be there when that private concern is asking for government support. That time government will be supporting the private entrepreneurship activities. And then what is public entrepreneurship? So this public entrepreneurship is also called as like government enterprises. So all the companies whichever is owned by the government, it is called as public entrepreneurship. And also, directly the government will be involving? No, directly the government will not involve, but the thing is that they will be appointing some government development agencies. So all those agencies will be working for the benefit of the purpose, benefit of the common public. And next one is individual entrepreneurship. What is individual entrepreneurship? Being an individual, he is having the ultimate right to start up a business. When he faces profit, he will be enjoying, as we discussed in sole proprietor. Or else, suppose he met with an accident, whether the business can be wind up? No. With his knowledge, his family members, his friends, his relatives can able to continue with that particular business. And last one is that mass entrepreneurship. What is mass entrepreneurship? In the sense, this concept is emerging in today's economy, where favorable climatic conditions will be there, and ultimately everyone, mass number of audience will be coming in order to start up a business. So all these are the types of entrepreneurship, where before handling this topic we will be blank, we doesn't know the exact meaning of entrepreneurship also. So ultimately, after reading all these concepts, we will be coming to know about the actual differences of entrepreneur and entrepreneurship. And next one, we discussed the types of entrepreneurship and what might be the entrepreneurial types. We discussed so many types. So what might be the entrepreneurial types we are going to discuss in this slide. So first one we discussed about type of entrepreneurship is administrative entrepreneurship. How that administrative entrepreneur will be there? He will be adopting only autocratic model, as I explained you already. He will not be very much friendly, where he himself will be involving in taking major decisions for his business. And next one is opportunistic entrepreneurship. Opportunistic entrepreneurship, where an entrepreneur will be acting as a chance utilizer or chance taker. Wherever, whenever he finds opportunity, he will be utilizing the opportunity in order to tap a potential market for his business. And third one is acquisitive entrepreneurship. When we talk about acquisitive entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs will be acting as a learner, and also they want to compete with their competitors. In order to compete with competitors, they should have enough guts. In order to have that guts, they will be learning whatever which makes the business to be very strong. And then incubative entrepreneurship, that entrepreneur will be tuned as creator and innovator. And next one, imitative, they will copy from the others and they will run the same at the global level with the help of franchisee agreement. And next one is private entrepreneurship. Private entrepreneurship in the sense, entrepreneur, how private entrepreneurship can take place in the sense with the help of sole proprietor, one individual or more than two individual, in the sense it is called as partnership concerns. Either one entrepreneur will be there or two or more entrepreneurs will be there. One entrepreneur is there in the sense it is called as sole proprietor. Two or more people are there in the sense it is called as partnership business. And next one is public entrepreneurship. So here in this entrepreneurial trait, in the sense he will be depending on the government only, because government will be owning through development agencies. And next one, individual entrepreneurship. One owner who take care of all income and expenses. Cautions, he will be very, very, very cautious in his approach. Whatever he will be adopting, he will think more than many times, several times, and accordingly he will take a decision based on the situation. And mass entrepreneurship in the sense, he will be paving a way to the future gen people, because the market is open and very huge. They can tap future generation people, they can tap the market. So ultimately, since this mass entrepreneurship is acting as an emerging concept in today's economy, so we now I hope everyone gained knowledge on entrepreneurial type traits on entrepreneurship. Now, what will be the differences between entrepreneur and entrepreneurship? Entrepreneur in the sense, simply we can say that he is a person who is interested to start any kind of a business. Entrepreneurship in the sense, it is an activity or the process whenever that business is undertaking. Strategy in the sense, it comes under entrepreneur. What is called as a strategy in the sense, whatever the plan that entrepreneur is doing, his task is to implement it. And entrepreneurship in the sense, it is a plan of action for a longer term. Execution, third difference is the topic of execution. Execution in the sense, how far, how effectively they are implementing. I mean entrepreneur. Successful entrepreneur, as I told you, they will be executing the operations at the right time. So under entrepreneurship, what is execution in the sense, operational planning can be done. They cannot execute. It is not an execution state of any kind of an activity, but they have to plan it and think when it has to be implemented, and accordingly based on that only entrepreneur will be implementing that operation. Representative, when entrepreneur can act as a representative, when he is an innovator, when his dreams becomes true, that time he will be calling as a representative. And under entrepreneurship, whatever the procedure which had been carried over through innovation, that activity is called as an entrepreneurship under representative. Business venture, entrepreneur is a person who will be starting up the business, and under entrepreneurship will be acting as a business volume. They sets up a business volume, how much to be produced, how much demand is there. By seeing and analyzing all those things, they will be deciding upon the business volume. And range, last one is range. Then entrepreneur is there, ultimately that entrepreneur will be thinking on for how many period, how long my product will be there in the market. So accordingly he will be fixing. Entrepreneurship in the sense, suppose first I'll be focusing on for 3 months. Next I'll be focusing on for 4 months. So based on the demand of my product. So here the entrepreneur is a person who will be able to anticipate the demand for the future and also for the current period, where entrepreneurship will be process where in order to determine the short term goal, and also it is called as a mission. So hence entrepreneurship will be falling under short range, where entrepreneurship is falling under long range. And next, the last slide is that role of entrepreneurship in an economic development. So what is the role of entrepreneurship? We all know that entrepreneur and the entrepreneurship difference is two now. So we all know what is economy. I'll tell you a simple example for economy. So when individual is there, okay, so when one individual is there, that individual is called as a family? No. Collection of individuals will be called as a family. Collection of family is called as a street. Collection of streets are called as taluks or districts. Collection of districts will be called as state. Collection of states will be termed as nation or economy. So when we talk about the economy, starts from one individual and arrives at n number of states, collection of states. So henceforth, so the people, when we talk about being an individual, he should have the responsibility to act as an entrepreneur in order to focus on booming the economy. So this entrepreneurship, how it is playing a role, that is how we are going to discuss in this slide. So what are all the ways an entrepreneurship can act as a major role? Through capital formation. So what do you mean by capital formation? When any business professionals wants to start up a business, ultimately they used to go for n number of capital formation. Capital in the sense it is an investment. How to formulate, how to get an investment for his business when he doesn't have sufficient fund. So ultimately he can go for seed funding and crowdfunding and angel investors. Seed funding in the sense mainly with the minor thing he can able to start the business. Crowdfunding in the sense from the crowd he can collect some nominal amount and he can invest in the business, where the people whomever invested is called as the investor or acting as the shareholder of the particular business. And angel investors, some philanthropic personalities will be investing into that particular business, where those businesses will be boomed one side, and also the investors also will be getting benefited by getting the company shares. So with the help of capital formation, entrepreneurship acts as a major role for economic development. And next, second point is that it increases more employment opportunity. You just think over, when many people are coming forward in order to start up a business, where that business, in order to carry out that business, many human resources are required, where there are chances in order to get more employment opportunities. And third one is remove regional disparities or discrepancies. When any volunteers, any members, any individual wants to set up a plant in the remote area, so whether that area will be developed, of course yes, that remote area will be developed by commencing business in backward areas. And next point, it encourages effective mobilization of resources. We already discussed resources in the sense all the 5 M's which are required for the business. So it will encourage, entrepreneurship will encourage. Entrepreneurship is an forward process in order to mobilize what are all the resources which are required for the business, and accordingly those resources should be procured from the proper vendors. So if everything goes in a smooth way, in a smooth chain, ultimately there won't be any deficient for the economy, where economy also will be facing upward trend and the business also will be going upward. So the tiny segment, if it's growing in the sense, or it will be having positive impact on the major phenomena which is called as an economy. And next point is that entrepreneurship stimulates equitable distribution of wealth, health, income, and even political power, whichever be the interest of the economy. And next one is that ideal savings of common public, idle, idle in the sense without the knowledge of someone, right? They will be having some, suppose this month they are earning very good profit, that huge profit, from that huge profit they will allocate some amount as a saving. Those savings will be utilized at the right time, which increases the GDP, and also it will induce about the backward and forward linkages which stimulate economic development process. So all these points are playing a very major role for the economic development. I hope everyone got the knowledge on entrepreneurship. We will be discussing some other topic in the some other session. All the very best. Thank you.